everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Dr. Tony of In the Key of Soul. Today's journey is all about connecting to the element of water. So obviously water is one of the most abundant resources that we have on this planet. It also makes up the majority of our physical bodies. So already right from the start we have this connection. But in the spiritual sense, when you start talking about the element of water, you're also talking about connecting to the divine feminine principle. The divine feminine principle is all about creation, gestation, and manifestation of everything that you can possibly think of in this 3D realm. So it also connects with emotion. Okay, so just as the water is constantly flowing, moving in and out, that's how our emotions are also supposed to move in us and then out of us. What happens though, what had happened was we oftentimes will put up our own energetic dams, our own energetic blockages to these emotions. If you're like me, I don't do this so much anymore. It's been an ongoing process for myself. But if you're like me and you don't like to express openly your emotions, I'm not that PDA type of person, especially when it comes to crying, shedding tears. Tears are a very open expression of an emotion. It can be extreme happiness, it can be extreme sadness, and everything in between as to why you would start to cry or start to weep. But I am not a person who has traditionally liked and been open enough to just let the tears flow when they come in front of everyone. That has not been me in the past. I'm that person who would try to cover it up, contain it, close it by any means necessary. But that's not healthy. If you have some sort of emotion welling up and it's causing you to do some sort of expression, laughter, tears, and whatever it is, you do want to let it out. When you make a practice of constantly constricting and keeping those emotions that are supposed to be flowing from flowing, you're stopping them, they become trapped. And that's when you start to get out of balance. That's when you start to manifest dis-ease in your body, which is just, I think it's just an energetic balance that eventually becomes a physical manifestation of that imbalance that happened in the spiritual or energetic realm. So it's important to always keep your emotions flowing because that is their natural movement. Emotion is energy in motion. Emotion, energy in motion. And so it's important to make sure that it's always flowing properly. So moving on from that, this journey is all about connecting with that flow. So if you have anything that's pent up, anything that's trapped, anything that, any blockage that you have created in your own energetic system, that's what this journey is all about doing. It's about finding those things, releasing those things, breaking down those dams, breaking down those blockages that either, trauma has put in there or you have put in there, so that you can fully express the emotion. you know. So when you start putting up all of these little energetic blockages and dams to stop, you know, you only want to stop certain emotions from flowing, but then what happens is those walls that you've put up become so large and sometimes become so permanent that they start to block things that you don't want to block, you know. For example, you may put up a what's supposed to be a temporary blockage because someone hurt your feelings. You know, maybe you were in a relationship, the person did you wrong, and now you're upset. You put up a temporary block. Boom, bam. I don't want to deal with that because I need to function. You know, I don't want to break down right now. So you put up this wall to kind of stop that emotion from expressing fully. But what happens is if you don't let that out with time, that wall will now start to block you from expressing that emotion when you really do want to express it to another person, or when you're past that trauma and you know you don't want to, you just want to be able to express it freely when you want to, and now you can't. You know, you kind of feel like that's when you start hearing people say, I don't know what it is. I just feel like I can't let this emotion go, or I just feel so numb in this particular area. What has happened is that that person, whether they realize it or not, has some sort of blockage that's stopping the full expression of those particular emotions from coming forth. And if they were to go and start backtracking over different things that have happened, they will probably find, you know, that cause. And once you find that cause, you're able to release it so that you can express. First, it's just going to be a gush. Let me just be clear. Usually when you break down a dam for the first time in real life, it's a full-on gush of flow, okay? And then it calms down and then it just goes at a regular natural pace. Well, that's usually what happens when you go in and you start working on yourself. You start healing yourself. You start bringing all these things to the surface. You start breaking down walls. Well, when you break down a wall, there is going to be initial gush. So you may find yourself in a situation where, you know, for a day or two, a week, a month, who knows how long, depending on how long you've had that wall up and how much emotion is behind that, it may, you know, be an outpour for a time period that kind of seems like a little bit out of control. But sometimes you have to allow yourself to be a bit out of control so that you can gain control over that area, so that you can get the power back in that area. And again, coming back to the journey, that's what it's all about. It's about releasing those little blocks along the way that have stopped us from really truly being able to express our emotions and feel deeply when somebody is also giving us that same emotion back. So another aspect of this water element is say the dark side, or the subconscious realm, that realm that is without form. You will also find that the water element is very connected to the moon. Again, the moon is something that you know, is that dark side, that revealer of shadows, that formless subconscious void. But that side is very powerful. Within that matrix, within that subconscious realm, is where you will find the programming for what you see in the light. So it's important for us to deal in that realm, to start to unwind some of the things that trigger our emotions, that trigger our reactions. When you start to understand that, you start to understand the program, and you start to fix those programs that are out of whack, that need tuning, that need balancing. When you do that, then you also are fixing what is displayed excuse me, you also fix what is being displayed. You're fixing what is being I guess manifested and reflected and projected into this 3D realm. So all of these things are very connected to the water element. Again, this journey is all about the flow of emotions, removing any energetic blockages that may be getting in the way of the flow of emotions out of you and also into you, from other people and you know, relationships and things like that. So that's it. I'm going to stop my rant, my rave now, but let me know how you do with it. When it comes to journeying, you can go ahead and get into a comfortable position. You can be seated with your eyes closed. Some people like to journey in dark. You know, they want the room to be completely dark. If you're one of those people, then I would suggest to you to go and get the eye mask, so that you can completely block out any sunlight or any light at all. And then but I'm one of those people, I actually, when I first started out, I do both at this point, but, and you know, depending on what type of journey I'm taking. But I've also done journeys where I like the sunlight. Sometimes I like the sunlight to just, you know, beam in my face, and I like to feel the warmth of the rays as they're coming through. So if you're one of those people, don't even worry about getting the eye mask. But definitely, for everyone who's journeying, you do want to cancel out sound. You know, that's just going to help you go in a little deeper to the journey. The only thing that you want to hear is, you know, if you're doing this guided journey, you just want to hear the words that are you just want to hear the words that are coming out of my mouth. You know, you want to kind of allow yourself to get swallowed into the visualization of the journey. That's when the real magic happens. Now, you know, and I maybe I should create a whole separate video for this, but you know, people ask me all the time, well, what if I don't see anything? You know, when I'm not that person, I'm not that visual person to see things. So, you know, as you're describing things, what if I don't see it? Does that mean, you know, it wasn't a successful journey? What I will tell those people is that everyone receives their information differently. Some people are very visual. I personally am very visual. I've always had very vivid dreams. You know, when I was younger, I would actually see things. You know, I've always been very visual. Everyone is not like that, and that is okay. We have 5 senses, and it's for a reason. Everyone receives their spiritual information, their spiritual messages, and their intuition all operates in different ways. So you have to start to learn what way you connect with spirit. How does spirit communicate with you? A lot of times spirit will communicate in the way that you are most comfortable receiving the information at that time. So perhaps you are not necessarily the person who needs to see something. Maybe you're the person who needs to feel it in your body. Perhaps you're the person who always gets those gut feelings, or, you know, you get really, really hot when spirit comes in, or you start to, maybe you smell. You know, I've worked with some people who, they wouldn't see anything, they wouldn't hear anything, but they would always smell all these different scents. You know, either it would be a very pungent scent to let them know maybe this is not, you know, something good. This is or this is more so of a negative thing that you want to cleanse. But then sometimes they would receive, you know, sweet smells, rose buds, and, you know, jasmine flowers, things like that, and that would let them know, like, or they would smell like a, you know, a relative's perfume, like a grandmother's perfume, and that would let them know that their ancestors were near, or you know, one of their spirit guides was there to help. And then I also mentioned hearing. Sometimes you get messages. You know, I also will hear things as well. And it's not even a physical hearing. It's more or less, it's a spiritual hearing. And once you start experiencing some of these things, what I'm saying will probably make a lot more sense. So let's go ahead and get started with this journey. Make sure you're in a safe, comfortable space. Make sure that you know, you won't be disturbed for the next maybe 10-15 minutes, to allow you to fully immerse yourself into this journey, and at the same time to give you some time that when you come out of it, you can write something down. I will also advise you to have a little journal next to you. I always keep a nice little dream book next to me, so that I can, you know, when I wake up, I can write down any of my recordings, any of the dreams that I had overnight. But then also I record my journeys, because a lot of times when I first have the journeys, they don't make sense to me, you know, and that's the next thing. Don't switch it up to make sense to you as you're writing it down. Write down any and everything that you can remember, feeling, hearing, seeing, smelling, whatever. Write down how you felt about it. Right? You know, did I feel uncomfortable with this, or did I just feel completely open and joyful? Like, write down every single thing that you can think of, because what will happen is you won't remember this. You won't remember. Most people, you know, you'll remember maybe some major highlights, but you won't remember those small little nitty-gritty details in a month from now, especially if you incorporate this into your daily practice. So it's always nice to record that, so that later on down the line you'll get another journey and you'll be like, wait a minute, I remember, you know, I had something similar to this, or I worked with this particular spirit guide before, or I smelled this smell, you know, last time, and then right after that this happened. So it's always nice to have your own notes, because it becomes almost like your little instruction book, your own little guidebook as to how spirit communicates with you. You know, what are your symbols and what are their meanings for you, so that, you know, either you can understand them for yourselves, or if you're a practitioner, then you can go out and you're able to communicate some of these symbols. If they come up in your work, you're able to communicate fully what some of these symbols mean to you when you're working with clients or family members, right? Okay, so you're in a nice comfortable place at this point. You can either do this seated, or you can lay down on your back, or you can lay down in whatever comfortable position is good for you. You just don't want to be so comfortable to the point that you fall asleep. Okay, comfortable enough to let go, but not comfortable enough to go all the way down into sleep. Okay, find your balance. So once you get there, I want you to begin by closing your eyes. Put on your eye mask, put on your earmuffs so that you can only hear my voice, and just start breathing. Okay? Begin by taking a deep breath in and letting it out. Breathing in and out. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold. Now release. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathing in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathing out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Feel your breathing begin to slow down. Allow your body to slowly melt away. Feel each one of your energy points in your body begin to glow. Feel your chakras begin to grow in size. Feel the warmth in your body as the light from each of your chakras begins to spread all throughout your body. You are a luminous being. You are infinite. There is no separation between you and the world around you. As that light grows within you, feel it surround your body, knowing that you are completely protected by those beings of light who are here for your highest good, for your highest benefit. Allow that light to grow. And I want you to allow yourself to flow right into that light, into your sacred space. Take note of everything that's around you as you walk down to the water. Feel the sand between your toes. Dip your feet in the water. Dip your hands in the water. How does the water feel to you? Is it cool? Is it warm? Take note of the scene around you. Is it morning? Is it nighttime? I want you to walk deeper into the water. Feel the energy of creation all around you. This is that mother energy. You still feel the ground beneath you, which grounds you into this experience. But you also feel the water moving around your body in a constant flow. Become a part of this flow. Allow your body to expand and move with the tide. Going deeper into the water. And as you go deeper, your body becomes the water. It becomes the flow of creation. It becomes the imagination. You are that subconscious mind that's formless yet powerful. You are now fully and completely a part of the water. The water is without time. So I want you to flow back to a time where you allowed a wall of emotion, a trapped emotion, a traumatic experience to stop the flow of your emotions. Go back to that time now. Whatever surfaces, I want you to hold on to that thought. Hold on to that memory. Allow it to become vivid in your mind now. How old are you in this memory? Talk to yourself at this age. Ask yourself, why did you hold back the emotion? Ask yourself what emotion it was that you did not want to feel and why you did not want to feel it. Allow the assistance of your guides now. Allow them to give guidance. Allow them to answer questions that you may not have the answers to, surrounding this trapped emotion, this wall of emotion. Now, with the help of your guide, I want you to break down this wall. But remember, you are the water. So this is not something that's done by force. This is very gentle. Always gentle, gliding back and forth over this wall until it wears away. Each piece floating down through your body, leaving through the soles of your feet, being transformed as it's released from your body. Keep going now. Keep releasing, keep wearing away this wall of trapped, old emotion. It's time to let it go. It has no place in your body. It has no place in your mind, your spirit, your heart. Allow it to cleanse. Allow it to move. Allow it to completely wash away. It's gone now. How do you feel knowing that you can freely express your emotion without this wall being there? If you still see a wall, it simply means that you were unable to let go completely in this moment. And that's also okay. You can always come back to the water. It just will take a little bit longer for your water to remove and move this blockage from you. But it will go in time. Allow yourself to blow back to shore, coming back into the form of your body, but fully remembering the power and the fluidity of the water that you connected with. At this time, giving thanks to all of the elementals of the water, all of the deities of the waters, the divine energies that are there to help you, that are here to help you benefit from the majesty of the water. Give thanks and gratitude to them now as you move and begin to take on your solid form out of the water. Thank you. You are now going to move back up to your sacred place. Moving back through that tunnel of light, back into your body. Feel the weight of your limbs, your arms. Feel the air coming in and out of your lungs. Begin to move your toes, your fingers. And when you are ready, you can open your eyes. Welcome back. Take a moment, write down everything that you felt, that you heard, that you saw. And I would love, love, love to connect with you all. So if you feel so inclined, feel free to write down your experience in the comment section below. If there's something that you didn't understand, maybe some questions that you have about the journey process, please leave them in the comment section below. I love to hear your feedback, so let me know if there's a particular journey that you'd like to take If there's something that you want me to do, that you think I could do better to improve your experience with this, also let me know. I'm very open to all of your feedback. And I'm looking forward to hearing your experiences with connecting with the water. All right, family. I love you. I send you nothing but good energy. Go out, enjoy your days, and remember to express openly and freely with no blockages. Ashe. Bye, family.